First of all, hi to everyone. Our today's topic is on US's hegemony. Many say we are living in multipolar world where there is different centers of power, and these powers have their own dominance or influence. There is also section of people who believe that we are living in bipolar world where primarily there is only two power which have their own dominance. And interestingly, there is a third section of people also who believe that we are still living in unipolar world where there is only one center of power and it has its own dominance. So let's start. For those who don't know what hegemon means, I would like to inform them that hegemon is someone who has a huge influence or dominance over certain things. So yeah, let's start. Why does the US continues to be a hegemon? Uh, but before that, we are going to see why this question is even arising. Uh, it's arising definitely because of the challenges which US is facing as a hegemon. Let us go to the challenges which US is facing as a global hegemon. Let us go to that slide. Challenges to its hegemony. So first and foremost challenge is definitely Chinese economy. Chinese economy is next to US and it's around $18.27 trillion, which is humongous. And while US's economy is, I think, $20 trillion, it's even more than that. Uh, the second reason is a huge military strength. The defense budget of China is to next to US, but though there is a huge difference between defense budget of China and defense budget of US, we will see that in later part of this video. Uh, Despite ongoing and high profile corruption cases in Chinese military, Chinese military is still rapidly modernizing, and President Xi Jinping has shown his intent clearly through this vision of China's national rejuvenation by 2049. China also has a joint command military structure, which is on the line of US's military. This joint command military structure came into being in 2015 in China. Then the the other reason which is uh, which is a challenge to US's hegemony is anti-America coalition of China, Russia, and Iran. So we are seeing this frequently in news that their proximity is increasing day by day. Uh, another reason of Another reason which is challenging US's hegemony is uh, we all know that US intervened in Iraq and Afghanistan, and these decisions were more of unilateral decisions, and this belief was by many. These decisions were definitely unwelcomed by developing countries, though USA has its own reasons to intervene and invade. Fourth point is that despite being largest global economy, now it enjoys a less power in global economic architecture. That is definitely uh, because of the precedence of G20 over G7. earlier G7 was a very pertinent economic alliance, but now G20 has taken its place. Fifth point, which is challenging USA's hegemony, is that now USA is not very active, uh, or not very active relatively in tackling global challenges. We have seen instances where there was no waiver in vaccine supply during pandemic. We also saw Trump pulled out of Paris climate deal, and we are seeing isolationist foreign policy, and these policies are putting US interest at the center stage. The rise of middle powers such as India, Brazil, Turkey, and South Korea. So these states have their own regional dominance, and US needs to coordinate with them instead of dictating them. We have seen instances in various forms where USA's where USA tried to dictate certain things on these countries. Again, NATO, which is we can say, yeah, it's still backbone of its hegemony. Uh, we are seeing there is differences in NATO countries, especially US and European countries. US wants NATO European countries to participate more actively financially and militarily in protecting eastern borders from Russia. Also, the differences between the UK and differences between UK and EU countries over the policy towards Russia have made NATO and European Union less effective. We have seen this kind of scenario in ongoing Ukraine war, not Ukraine war, but Russia and Ukraine war. So those were external challenges. Now there are internal challenges also, which puts a question mark on US's hegemony. So Trump from the very beginning, uh, Trump from the very beginning is against external military participation, as it led to overwhelming cost which American exchequer pays. And Trump is pursuing more of an isolationist. Trump is pursuing more of an isolationist policy where American interest is always at center stage. On Ukraine recently, we have seen USA Congress dropped the aid package supporting Ukraine. USA is USA is also facing fatigue with long stretch. USA is also facing fatigue with long stretched military commitments in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. These military commitments cost billions and billions of dollars to America. USA, again, it's the same point. Yeah, it's the same point. Let us move to the next slide. So along with the challenges, there are still many reasons which compels us to believe that USA still has dominance and still has that hegemon tag. Uh, so definitely USA persuaded Japan to increase its military expenditure to counter China. It has it has convinced, not conceived, it has convinced for normalizing relations with South Korea to together act as a force against China. We all are seeing the we all are seeing China's imperialistic policy, and those imperialistic policies are not only limited to land. Uh, those We are seeing economic imperialism of China also. We are seeing So all sorts of imperialism is being adopted by uh, China. We cannot say that strictly imperialism, strict imperialism, but more those policies, China's policies are near to imperialistic policies. Now, the second point is NATO relevance is still clearly visible. It's a very, very important point. We have seen that there has been a lot of debate going around that NATO is not that much relevant in today's world, but those those notions have been clearly defied when we saw Sweden and Finland joining the treaty. And definitely this move was for the security of these nations against Russia's aggressive approach. We have seen Quad countries comprising USA. We have seen Quad countries comprising USA, India, Australia, and Japan to counter China's aggressive ambition in Indo-Pacific region. So this Quad alliance is a very important alliance, and definitely India's interest is also there, because we are seeing the way China is being aggressive, whether be it in economy, whether be it in territorial extension and all. We have seen instances of their aggression in northeastern frontier of India. So yeah, uh, we have again this is a very important point which shows the USA's dominance. We all know Taiwan is a country which is very important from the point of view of supplying a semiconductor. So it does huge production of semiconductor, and definitely USA imports those semiconductor. So USA's economic interest definitely lies here, and uh, we are seeing and that's the reason, and other because of other reasons, we are seeing expansion of military support to Taiwan by USA. We have also seen a renewal of defense pact with Philippines, and a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement with Vietnam. This is all for counting China's imperialistic approach in South China Sea. We have seen uh, there are various islands. There is there is this island, Spratly Island, and other islands which is being claimed by China that it's their island, and but other countries in South China Sea are saying, including Philippines, that these islands are their islands. But despite that, China is uh, doing movement uh, doing movement in South China Sea. Uh, so another important aspect which shows US's dominance is Abraham Accords in Middle East. So Abraham Accords uh, was brought for normalizing. This Abraham Accords was this Abraham Accords was brought for normalizing relations of Israel with Arab countries. Uh, so we are seeing there is a lot of there is a lot of tussle between Israel and there's a lot of tussle between Israel and different Arab countries, and Israel has also a history of various wars with different Arab countries. uh, and so this Abraham Accord is a very important accord, as it is trying to normalize the relations of Israel with different Arab countries. UN, UAE, and Bahrain have even accepted normalization of relations with Israel. So this is a very important development in Middle East. So this is very interesting. USA has unmatched historical and present space achievements. Uh, it's uh, it's definitely a fact that no one can deny that the kind of space technology US has, the kind of achievement it has already made in space. There is no space agency which is next to USA NASA. So one of the very important achievement of USA was Apollo 11 mission. We cannot say that it was USA's alone achievement. We can say that this achievement showed the achievement of mankind. So Apollo 11 was the first mission to land men on the moon when astronaut Neil Armstrong set foot on its surface on July 20, 1967. Imagine 55 years ago, if I'm not wrong, and spoke the words one is small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. So again, it's talking about mankind. It was for entire humankind. And an estimated 530 million people from all across the world were eagerly watching when they landed, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the surface of the moon. After Apollo 11, there were other Apollo missions in which 10 more astronauts walked on the surface of the moon. We are in 2025. We are in 2025, and even after 55 years of the first lunar landing of humans, no other countries, not a single country in the world have developed that space advancement, space technological advancement to send their men on the moon. So just imagine, we are in 2025, and still countries are uh, busy in sending lander, sending rover to the moon. But imagine US forget about sending rover on the moon. They sent men on the moon, and those men went to the moon and they came back. So this shows the kind of sophisticated uh, space technology they had from the beginning. So it's achievement, it's an unmatched achievement, definitely, for sure. Another important space achievement of USA is reusable spacecraft. Uh, Even today, most advanced uh, space agencies are struggling to develop a reusable spacecraft. But USA developed this reusable spacecraft in 1981 itself. The first reusable space shuttle was Columbia. After Columbia spacecraft, there were other space shuttles. There were other reusable space shuttles like Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. USA is also the first country to send the first rover on Mars. It was Sojourner in 1997. So imagine in 1997 itself, USA sent this rover to Mars. Mars is very far away from Earth. Moon is a satellite, is a natural satellite of Earth. Forget about the moon. uh, USA USA sent USA sent rover on a different planet. So it's again unique achievement. After that, it sent four more rovers on Mars. The latest one are Opportunity rover, uh, which uh, which went on Mars in which went on Mars on which went on Mars in 2012, and it is still functioning there. Another rover is Perseverance rover, which was sent in 2021, and this Perseverance is still functional, and it's doing its research there. These two highly advanced rover are of the size of an SUV, imagine, and are moving laboratories on the moon. So these rover uh, take sample of the soil on red planet, and they do various research. They take pictures, photos, they analyze on their own. So and give the results to NASA. So the Perseverance even has a small helicopter to it that flies and does various research on the red planet. So this the latest rover which was sent by US has even a small helicopter. So this helicopter is not don't think of it as this normal helicopter in which people fly. This is a small helicopter, so it flies, it take pictures, and gives the data to this Perseverance rover, and for the Perseverance rover does all the research and provides the data back to NASA. Now let us come to the point that why does the US still have its supremacy? So US's supremacy is still evident, and we have all the points which highlights why there is still dominance of US in global geopolitics. Uh, so first is definitely like we know US is highly advanced economically, technologically, militarily, and in space. So it always has something to offer to any country to fulfill their interest. And we all know in any international relation, interest is fundamental for any country. So this is the reason because of which it is successful in forging alliances with any country, including India. Uh, Another second point is needless to say, invincible military. USA is the USA is the overwhelming military superpower in the world. USA's military expenditure alone is more than combined expenditure of next 10 countries, including China and India. So I said this thing that at the beginning of this video, that we will discuss in later part of the video that uh, why USA military is still far ahead of China. So you can see the reason is clear here. Imagine USA military expenditure equal to military expenditure of next 9 countries, and in these next 9 countries, the countries which are included is China and India. Imagine the kind of force, the kind of military budget India and China have. So it's impeccable. I mean, there is no match the kind of expenditure to US military is assigned. So it is the only country with a global military outreach, and this military outreach has 800 bases, 11 aircraft carriers. Imagine, mostly any like I think India has uh, three or four aircraft carrier, if I'm not mistaken. China has 6 or 7. So see, it's directly double of China, and 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 again it's talking about the expenditure. There is a whopping outlay of dollar US dollar US 950 billion, 900 950 billion US dollar. Imagine, you can compare the budget China has, you can compare the budget India has, so you can see the kind of budget US military has. So another the third point, which is a very important point, is a very powerful economy. So uh, mostly comparison of China is being made with US primarily on economic front. People are saying that people are saying that China has a dollar 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 18 trillion economy, but but still US economy is more than $20 trillion. And one important it's interesting to note here is that uh, despite the relative decline of the US economy towards China, US continues to be the largest economy in the world with a share of 24%. 24%. So, and the Chinese economy has grown at the expense of Europe and others, not the US. So this shows that US economy mm, is still intact. Chinese economy uh, didn't grew or didn't grow at the expense of US economy. It grew at the expense of Europe and other Asian economies. Uh, Fourth point is technological dominance. We all know US companies and military establishment define the cutting edge of technologies. So US companies, all its military companies have cutting edge technologies. Companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook dominate the world in software. We all know these are $1 trillion company. In the military sphere, US companies like Boeing, General Electric, etc. are the cutting edge of military have the cutting edge military technology. So we know Boeing has a huge dominance. Boeing has huge share in aeronautical field, aeronautical market. Everywhere, in fact in India, all the aeroplanes and all the private jets we use, they are mostly made by Boeing only. uh, Fifth point is superiority in the knowledge sphere. US attracts brightest minds to its country. Needless to say, we all know even some brightest mind like Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, uh, Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. So these all these brightest mind went to US, and there we all know what they are today. So US dominates the global R&D expenditure and patent filing in the world. So US has maximum global R&D expenditure, and there is a huge number of patent filing here. So sixth point is now there is a shift in US foreign policy. US has started accepting diverse political system. US has been involved in promoting democracies across world from the beginning, but now US is fine but now US is fine and has accepted the fact that if it has to maintain relations with countries having different political system, uh, it will have to accept their political structure. But the reason which US attest here is that that particular country should abide by UN Charter. So here it's referring to China, like China doesn't have a democratic form of government, but despite that, USA maintains a relation uh, with, with China. In fact, if we talk about North Korea, uh, when Donald we all know that Donald Trump visited and met North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. So this shows the shift in approach. But all these countries should abide by UN Charter. Like there should not be huge human right violation. There should be freedom of speech to extent. It should not be that there is complete ban on it should not be like that. There is a complete ban on freedom of speech. And last point but not the least, because this point highlights that this point definitely highlights its uh, its independence. So US is demographically vibrant. The US has more oil than Iran and more gas than Qatar. So we all know that Middle East is the center of oil and gas. So, but despite that, it's not that US is completely dependent on Iran or Qatar or any other Middle East countries for oil. It has its own oil, it has its own gas. If in case of conflict, if a supply of oil and gas is stopped by different Middle East countries, then it's not that US is at then it's not that US is at the mercy of these countries. So definitely this is a very important point. USA, it's not about oil and gas only. USA has reserves of uranium also. USA has reserves of iron. USA has reserve of all important materials, all important minerals. So in case of conflict, in case of wars, in case of in case of war, so it is not dependent on any country. It can go independently in in uh, in in situation of wars. So so here we are ending our topic. Now we have discussed all the points, and you all can conclude that why US is still, or you all can conclude that why US still has its dominance. So yeah, I have tried to highlight all the points. I have tried to bring all the points here for a better understanding of you all. So hope you have enjoyed and learned something from this video. So yeah, thank you so much, thank you very much, and thank you for watching this video.